The renowned Stoic philosopher Epictetus once remarked, "The key is to keep company only with those who lift you up, those whose presence brings out the best in you." Perhaps you've heard the idea that you are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. Today, we'll delve into this notion from a Stoic perspective. We'll explore the 7 types of individuals who might derail your journey in Stoic philosophy and how to navigate these relationships wisely. In sum, as you navigate life, you'll inevitably encounter people who challenge your inner calm and resolve. By handling these 7 types of individuals with Stoic wisdom, you maintain your focus on growth, virtue, and peace. Remember, as Epictetus said, "No man is free who is not master of himself." With practice and patience, you can master your interactions, becoming resilient and undisturbed, no matter who comes your way. Type of person number 1, the complainer. We all know someone, a friend, relative, or colleague, who has a habit of finding flaws in everything. Whether it's the weather, their job, or even the food at a well-reviewed restaurant, this person never misses a chance to voice dissatisfaction. You might think, why should this bother me? I can just tune them out. But ignoring their negativity can be more difficult than it sounds. Constant exposure to such pessimism gradually drains your mental energy, much like a leaky faucet that steadily reduces your reservoir of emotional resilience. Stoicism teaches us to concentrate on solutions rather than getting stuck on problems. Imagine, for instance, that you're working on a project with someone who constantly complains. Each meeting becomes an exhaustive list of grievances, draining team morale and pulling focus away from actionable solutions. Soon, you might find yourself frustrated with the project, and perhaps even life itself. So, how does Stoicism equip us to handle a complainer? First, if possible, limit your interactions with them. If that's not feasible, say due to family or work ties, try mentally distancing yourself when they vent. Think of their complaints like a passing storm, loud and unsettling, yet ultimately powerless against your unshakable peace. Another approach is to steer the conversation towards solutions or shift to a more constructive topic. As Marcus Aurelius said, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." This timeless Stoic wisdom teaches us to guard our mental peace diligently, ensuring that the negativity from chronic complainers doesn't pull us away from our path of resilience and virtue. Type of person number 2, the drama magnet. Imagine your life as a ship navigating calm seas until you encounter the whirlwind that is the drama magnet. This person constantly experiences crises, conflicts, or controversies, and has a unique ability to pull you into their chaos. At first, their energy might seem exciting, maybe even passionate, but over time, you'll see that being around them is like steering a ship in a storm, exhausting and risky. Drama magnets are tricky because their chaos often feels personal, their turmoil is contagious, and soon you may find yourself caught up in conflicts that had nothing to do with you initially. Consider, for example, a friend who frequently falls out with others. Today, they aren't speaking to Sarah. Tomorrow, it's Tom. You offer advice, only to find yourself also entangled in these conflicts. Here, Stoicism offers us a technique called reflective listening. Instead of offering advice or choosing sides, simply mirror their words back to them. For example, if they say, "I can't believe Sarah said that about me," you could respond, "So you feel betrayed by Sarah's words." This approach provides support without pulling you into the chaos. Another counterintuitive strategy is to make yourself selectively unavailable. Stoicism reminds us to value our time, which sometimes means stepping back from others' crises, especially those that recur without resolution. Consider setting focus periods where you're unavailable, dedicating that time solely to your work or self-care. As Seneca said, true happiness is to enjoy the present without anxious dependence upon the future. Instead of waiting for their next crisis, concentrate on the present where you hold control. Direct your ship through calm waters and avoid whirlpools that can derail your path to peace and growth. Type of person number 3, the naysayer. Picture yourself as an artist crafting a beautiful canvas, each brushstroke adding color and life. Then a naysayer enters, glances at your work, and immediately starts to criticize. "Are you sure about that color? That doesn't look realistic." Most artists never make it, you know. Their remarks are like strokes of gray paint, dulling your bright vision. This isn't constructive feedback. It's an unrelenting cloud of doubt. Imagine you're excited about a career change. You've done research, spoken with professionals, and perhaps even even completed some courses. But when you share this excitement with the naysayer, they quickly rattle off reasons it won't work. The field is too competitive. Do you have the right skills? What if you fail? Soon their doubts start to sound like your own, shaking your confidence. To handle a naysayer, ask for their advice instead of just sharing your plans. When asked for guidance, people are less likely to criticize and may offer more thoughtful input. Another technique is positive confrontation. If they say, "You'll never make it in that field," you could reply, "Interesting perspective. How do you think someone could succeed in such a career?" This flips their criticism into a problem-solving conversation. Remember Epictetus's words, "We have 2 ears and 1 mouth so that we can listen twice as much as we speak." Listening doesn't mean absorbing every negative remark. It means discerning valuable feedback from mere noise. When naysayers attempt to cast gray over your canvas, step back, reflect, and keep painting your life in colors that resonate with you. Type of person number 4, the victim. Think of life as a game of chess. Each player has identical pieces and the same objective: checkmate the opponent's king. You strategize, make sacrifices, and take risks, but the victim blames the board, the pieces, or even the opponent for every setback. In their view, they're always in checkmate, not because of their choices, but due to some external force working against them. This person's story is a continuous tale of misfortune, with themselves cast as the helpless protagonist. Now, some people do face genuine hardships, but the victim we're discussing turns their circumstances into a constant excuse, refusing to take responsibility. Suppose you spend hours listening to a friend lament about a series of failed relationships, always blaming the other person. Not only does this consume your time, but it might also influence you to adopt a similar mindset. How should you respond to a victim? It's tempting to become their savior, offering endless support and advice, but the Stoics would caution against this. Instead, practice compassionate detachment, offer empathy without trying to solve their problems. Marcus Aurelius once said, "The best revenge is to be unlike him who performed the injustice." If you feel pulled into the victim's story, resist the urge to adopt a similar mindset. Take control of your game board, make strategic moves, and play not for pity or blame, but for growth and understanding. Type of person number 5, the envious. The envious are those who find themselves trapped in a cycle of comparison, constantly measuring their worth against others. They often express discontent with their own lives, lamenting what they perceive as the successes and advantages of those around them. This mindset not only breeds resentment, but can also lead to a toxic environment for everyone involved. When confronted with the envious, it's easy to feel a twinge of sympathy. After all, their struggles are rooted in a deep-seated desire for validation and joy. However, engaging too deeply can drag you down into the quagmire of their discontent. The Stoics teach us that envy is a poison that can corrode our own happiness and peace of mind. To respond effectively to the envious, practice a method of compassionate detachment. Listen to their grievances, but do not allow their negativity to infiltrate your own worldview. Acknowledge their feelings. I understand that you feel upset about this, and it's okay to feel that way, but gently steer the conversation towards self-reflection and personal growth. Encourage them to focus on their own journey rather than the perceived successes of others. You might say, "What steps can you take to create the life you want? What are your own goals and dreams?" By shifting the focus back to them, you help them reclaim their power and agency. This approach not only protects your own mindset, but also empowers them to recognize that they can change their narrative. Remember the wisdom of the Stoics. He who envies others does not obtain peace of mind. By embodying a mindset of gratitude and contentment in your own life, you set an example that can inspire the envious to shift their perspective. Instead of becoming embroiled in their feelings of inadequacy, you can show them the path to self-acceptance and fulfillment. Ultimately, the goal is to foster an environment where growth and understanding prevail. By maintaining your own emotional balance and encouraging others to reflect on their choices, you create a space where envy can transform into aspiration and resentment can give way to appreciation. In this way, you not only protect your own peace, but also offer a glimmer of hope to those who may be struggling in the shadows of envy. Type of person number 6, the gossip. Gossip can be a subtle yet pervasive force in any social environment, Often, it arises from a place of insecurity, a desire for connection, or a misguided attempt to bond with others. When you encounter a gossip, you may notice that their conversations often revolve around the lives and choices of others, frequently highlighting flaws or missteps rather than celebrating achievements. This behavior can create a toxic atmosphere where trust is eroded and relationships are strained. To navigate interactions with gossips, it's essential to recognize the underlying motivations behind their words. Gossipers often seek validation or a sense of belonging, and they may not realize the impact of their words on those around them. Instead of engaging in the cycle of gossip, you can choose to redirect the conversation towards more constructive topics. By doing so, you not only protect your own mental space, but also model healthier communication patterns. When faced with gossip, consider employing the following strategies. 1. Set boundaries. Clearly communicate your discomfort with gossip. You might say, "I prefer to focus on positive discussions," or "Let's talk about something uplifting." This helps establish a boundary that discourages negative talk. 2. Encourage positivity. Shift the conversation by highlighting the positive aspects of the person being gossiped about or sharing uplifting stories. For example, if someone is gossiping about a colleague's mistake, you could respond with, "I really admire how they handled that project last month." 3. Ask questions. Redirect the focus by asking open-ended questions that encourage self-reflection. For instance, you might ask, "What do you think we can learn from this situation?" This prompts a shift from judgment to growth. 4. Model empathy. Show understanding towards the gossip's feelings without condoning their behavior. You could say, "It sounds like you're feeling frustrated. Have you considered talking to them directly?" This encourages direct communication rather than behind-the-back conversations. 5. Lead by example. Embody the qualities you wish to see in others. By fostering a culture of respect and kindness, you can influence those around you to engage in more meaningful and supportive conversations. Ultimately, the goal is to create an environment where gossip loses its power. By maintaining your own integrity and encouraging others to reflect on their words, you can transform potentially damaging interactions into opportunities for connection and understanding. This not only protects your own peace, but also promotes a culture where individuals feel valued and respected, free from the shadows of gossip. In doing so, you help cultivate relationships built on trust and authenticity, allowing everyone to thrive. Type of person number 7, the pessimist. The pessimist often sees the world through a lens of negativity, anticipating the worst outcomes and focusing on problems rather than solutions. This perspective can be exhausting, not only for the pessimists themselves, but also for those around them. It's understandable that they might feel overwhelmed or disheartened by life's challenges, leading to their cynical outlook. However, it's important to acknowledge that while their feelings are valid, dwelling in a pessimistic mindset can hinder personal growth and the ability to enjoy life's moments. You might say, "It sounds like you're feeling discouraged about what's happening around you. Have you thought about seeking out the positives or discussing your concerns with someone who can help?" This approach encourages them to express their feelings while also nudging them towards a more constructive path. Encourage perspective shifts. Gently remind them that while it's easy to focus on the negatives, there are often silver linings or opportunities for growth in challenging situations. Suggesting they keep a gratitude journal or reflect on moments of joy can help them retrain their thoughts towards the positive and foster open dialogue. Encourage the pessimist to share their feelings in a safe space where they can be heard without judgment. Sometimes, just articulating their worries can alleviate some of the heaviness they carry. You could say, "I'm here to listen if you want to talk about what's bothering you. Maybe we can work through it together." Led by example, model a balanced approach to life's ups and downs. Share your own experiences when things didn't go as planned, but highlight the lessons learned or unexpected positives that arose. This not only showcases resilience, but also provides a roadmap for them to follow. Promote a supportive environment. Encourage a culture where individuals can express their concerns without fear of being dismissed. This can create a safe space for the pessimist to explore their feelings while also being exposed to more optimistic viewpoints. Ultimately, the goal is to create a supportive environment where pessimism doesn't overshadow potential. By fostering open communication, encouraging perspective shifts, and leading by example, you can help the pessimist in your life find balance and hope amidst the challenges they face. This not only benefits them but also enriches the entire community, allowing everyone to thrive together.